Morning! Hi Year 4! It is Tuesday and we are here for our writing lesson, and today we are going to use boys conjunctions. We've done a little bit of this in class already, so you might remember what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's alright, let's have a look at what I mean. So, here are our boys conjunctions. So boys, the B stands for but, the O is for or, the Y is for yet, and the S is for so. And all of these words are coordinating with conjunctions that we can use. They're just a bit more interesting than using and, because I know we use and a lot, but there are more interesting words we can use, so we're going to practice that a bit today. Conjunctions are words that link together parts of sentences or two sentences. So here I have two sentences. I walk to school, full stop. I am cold, full stop. So I've got two sentences there. But what I can do is I can use a conjunction to join those two sentences together to make it one long sentence, to extend it. Sometimes we want to use short sentences in our writing, but if we use lots of short sentences together, it can be a bit difficult for the reader to actually read. So let's have a look at how I join this together. I walk to school, but I am cold. And now I've got it as just one sentence. Sometimes when you join two sentences together, you might find that the pronoun you use, or for example here I've got the word I, you don't always have to use it a second time, especially if you've used someone's name. For example, Miss Oldale walked to school, but Miss Oldale was cold. You wouldn't use the name twice in the same sentence, so sometimes you might get rid of it. Miss Oldale walked to school, but she was cold. So just read your sentence out loud to check it makes sense, okay? So now let's have a look at some examples that we can think about together. I walked to school, I ran fast. I want you to think in your head now, how can you extend those sentences using one of our boys? But, or, yet, so. Have a think. Can you think of any ideas? I walked to school, but, I walked to school, so. I've given you some time to think of your own ideas now. Let's have a look at some of mine. I walked to school, but I am cold. So by using the conjunction but, you're talking about maybe why you wouldn't do the first thing. So I walked to school, but, so a reason why I might not walk to school, or a reason why I might not enjoy walking to school, I am cold. Next one, I walk to school, or take the bus. You can see here I haven't used I twice. I walk to school, or I take the bus. Or is different to but. You can't say I walk to school or I am cold if you're trying to say the reason why I don't like walking to school is because it's cold. The different conjunctions you use have different jobs. I walk to school or I take the bus means that you do one thing or you do the other thing. You don't have both of them. So if on Monday I walk to school and on Tuesday I take the bus, when I'm taking the bus, I'm not walking. When I'm walking, I'm not taking the bus. So it's a different job. Let's look at our next two examples. We've got yet and so. I ran fast, yet still lost. You could have I ran fast, yet I still lost, but I think this works a little better. I've read it out loud, and I think it works a bit better without I. Again, the job of the conjunction is different. Yet is very similar to but. So I ran fast but still lost. It does the same job. It still tells you that even though you ran fast, unfortunately, you still lost. So running fast hasn't helped you to win. I ran fast so I could win. So tells you why you did the first thing. I ran fast. The reason I ran fast was so I could win. So although all of these words, but, or, yet, or, so, even though they're all conjunctions, They all have a slightly different job in a sentence. So when you write your examples, read them out loud, check they make sense. So now we've looked at some examples together of what conjunctions are, what conjunctions we might use today, and how they work. Let's have a look at how we're going to use them in our lesson. So here we have some sentences with the conjunctions missing. And here we have an activity where I'm giving you the start of the sentence, but I want you to use a conjunction and finish the sentence. So here are our missing conjunctions. I wanted to go swimming, missing space. The swimming pool was closed. You need to decide which conjunction you can use there that still makes sense. Because if you put, I wanted to go swimming or the pool was closed, it doesn't make sense. You don't want to go swimming or the pool was closed. You might want to go swimming or go for a bike ride. That would work. So we couldn't use or here. So you might want to read the sentence out with each of the words and choose the one that you think is best. So for example, I wanted to go swimming and the pool was closed. I wanted to go swimming but the swimming pool was closed. I wanted to go swimming or the swimming pool was closed. And once you've read them all out, you then might choose your favourite. So the other activity, where I've given you the start of the sentence, I've put extend each sentence using one of the boys' conjunctions, but, or, yet, so. Cleopatra was a pharaoh. Then you have to think which one are you going to use. For example, you might write, Cleopatra was a pharaoh, but she was also a woman. Because we learned from the Cleopatra song that even though she was a pharaoh, she wore a beard as a disguise, didn't she? Because she was a woman. And then we have Cleopatra married her brother. Can we think of something we can do to extend that sentence? And if you can't remember the facts about Cleopatra, look at your work from last week, or go back on our class story, scroll down our class story, and find the link to the podcast so you can listen to it again. It's only 14 minutes, it's not very long. You can listen to it again to help you with this activity. Because if you're doing this activity here, once you've done about Cleopatra, the chili challenge is to write a whole paragraph about Cleopatra. So you might want to listen to that podcast again to help you. Okay, well, I hope my examples have helped you understand how to use those boys' conjunctions. And I'm looking forward to reading your writing. Have a good afternoon, everyone. Bye.